Hello, and welcome to IPN Podcast. My name is Joanne Cox.
Hi, I'm Nanette Buchanan, and this is another episode of Let's Talk About It. And today, we're talking about what we always try to encourage people to do.
Prepping for the next year, 2022.
Yes, getting ready. What do we want? We want progress. We want success. We want the next level. We want the next step. But we got to do something to get ready for it.
Yes, it's always about the vision, plan, and action. And we like hearing that people have a great vision. Mm-hmm. But that is usually where it stops. And if you've looked at us over the year, we have talked about a lot of things. Mm-hmm. And I'm expecting a lot of growth myself for 2022.
Yes, and not only that, the thing about it is, it's taking the bits and pieces to make that puzzle of your journey fit. Mm-hmm. If you take a piece here, and you take a piece here, and you take a piece here, somewhere you should have it written what you want the picture to look like.
Well, I want to back up. Because before we even get there, you're talking about the way you think. Mm-hmm. So what are we doing to have the mindset
to make sure
get us to the point of creating what Nanette is talking about, putting on paper? Because if you don't have that mindset, you just sort of drift through life.
And not only that, it could come to you in pieces. Sometimes we don't get that vision all at once. Mm-mm. Sometimes we don't get that idea that's clear. Mm-hmm. We have an idea where we want to go, but we might not know how to get there. Mm-hmm. We have an idea what we want to do, but we might not know where are we going to acquire the skills, or do I have the ability? With my bit of creativity, can it grow to the level that I need to get where I need to go? Those are the things that your mind has to begin to focus on. And when we say mindset, that means that you have to change a little bit from what you normally do to what fits that vision, to what fits that. You can't, if I wanted to be a carpenter, I can't sit and watch people cook all day and think I'm going to learn about being a carpenter. I have to go and be around those that are into carpentry or look at the skill. Now, here's the catch to that. I could be the cook at the restaurant. I could want to be into carpentry. But even if I can't get to where they are, because I got to go to work, I should be doing something extra. I've got to make time to develop that skill if I really want that skill to be my skill.
And there are those two things. What are you going to eliminate and what are you going to add? Because what you're talking about is, I have to have this job to have these finances because we have to live day to day. But you're still working toward your vision, your dream. But are you having time where you're doing television or doing socializing? Are you wanting to take away that so that you can add those 2 hours to learn about this carpentry?
And we have to understand there's two different things. It's the I got it and the I want to get it.
I like it.
Sometimes we have to stay with the I got it to get to the I want to get it. Because if we drop that I got it, you ain't never going to get it.
Nanette keeps coming up. She has the phrases, and I am connecting in my brain that this is another book. This is another workshop. Now, this is how we connect each other. Because if you ain't got it, you ain't gonna get it.
You ain't gonna get it. You ain't gonna get it. And I say that in jest, but it's just a point that if I'm trying to invest in a business that I want, I have to work to get the money to invest. Well, I can't work in the business that I like, but I got to work in, like I said, I got to be that cook for a minute to pay for me to go to maybe classes in carpentry, maybe to pick up a little bit more skills online, maybe to get a couple of books, maybe to get some odd jobs. I may have to stay with the I got it. Because the I got it is paying for my food, it's paying for my rent, it's paying for my car, it's paying for my insurance. It may even, depending on the type of job that you have, it may even give me a leeway to school.
And there are two words. Every season we have words that we use that's a slang. The two words now is I got it, and the other one is perfect. When a person ends that statement and they say to me, perfect. No, it ain't perfect.
No.
It ain't perfect because I don't know that you got it.
And the thing is, if you're looking for perfection, you're the exception. Because there's no perfection in any of it that we do. We just went through 2 years of not being perfect.
Yes.
Those that thought they were perfect found out that they weren't perfect.
Yes.
We just went through that.
Yes.
So my thing to anybody going into a new phase or going into a new thing is this preparedness, as you said, our health, our strategy, our actions, our mindset, all of that has to change to be prepared, because there are some things in life that we've just learned as a nation, as a world, that we can't control. And there's some things we just don't have any control over.
And in this preparation for 2022, she mentioned the word health. Your vision will just crash. Your mindset means nothing if you don't do self-care. So you have to understand that when you take on the extras, you're going to have less sleep time, or maybe you decided that you were taking out exercise. No, you need to keep that in because of the fact that you now have to have a great body to take care of this. Because when you move, you've got the flexibility, you've got the circulation. It doesn't mean you have to go to a gym. You can do 5 minutes in the morning. You can do 10 minutes during lunch break. You can do something before you go to bed. But you want to be flexible and mobile so that you're able to get this job done.
And not only that, let your vision take you as far as you can go. Let it just take
open.
You. Don't cut yourself off. Don't cut yourself off, because a lot of times what you vision will come and go by you, and you be wait, I thought about that, but you never did anything about it. If you don't put something behind that vision, if you don't put something behind that thought, it goes. It goes on to the next vision, on to the next thought. That's how come we have some people that jump from one thing to the next thing, to the next thing, to the next thing, to the next thing. And then when they sit down at the end of the week, they find out they didn't do anything. Yes.
Because, when you say you have a strategy, that equals to that plan. But a plan is nothing until you execute it. And Nanette is a perfect example of making things happen. And so in knowing this, if you have a notebook like she will have, if you are journaling like we've talked about in the past, flip back 2 to 3 months and find out what happened to that plan. When you get things together, like a podcast, you can have analytics. You even have them for Facebook. Let's go back
and see.
When we started this podcast, and we had all the bloopers, and we had all these different topics, I know that we've grown. And I know that we have more viewers. And I understand that people are getting something from this. So in that term, whatever your creative source is and whatever it is that you're wanting to get out of life, it's okay that it takes 1 year, 2 years, 5 years. Don't compare yourself with other people. Just understand that you want to keep growing.
And not only that, it's just like it took you a minute to learn how to walk. You haven't stopped walking yet. It took you a minute to learn how to ride a bike. As a kid, you rode your bike. You went a distance. You began just going back and forth, maybe in your driveway. But then you rode a distance because you could go a little further. Everything you take to the next step, you take to the next thing. You don't give up on it. You learn how to do it, and you learn how to complete it. Now, if it's something that you're saying is your vision, is your dream, is your wish, is your plan, is your this, I would think that you will put more energy in it than to just look at it and say, I have a vision and I have a thought, and that vision and that thought be a temporary thing. I think that it should be a thing where you put it in place and you go with it. I always tell people it's really funny. After doing 15 years in corrections, I had 10 more years to go to be able to collect pension and medical and all of the benefits of being in the 25 years. I started planning then to retire. 10 years. And everybody kept saying, 10 years? Where are you going? You're not going anywhere before 10 years. But things change in the process. And I have friends right now that they only thought about the last 5 years, or they only thought about the last 3 years. And because the last 2 years have been chaotic, their plans have been chaotic.
So most people don't have a plan.
And you have to. You have to.
You know, they teach high school students to talk about retirement. Well, in that brain that has not developed because they are not 25 yet, they're thinking about the first paycheck. They're not thinking about the retirement. You know, and we understand all the challenges that can happen in life. It can be your health, that, you know, an accident that could take place, or like we understand about what we are talking about, which is the COVID of the past 2 years.
And that's something that no one would
see coming.
Would even consider. You wouldn't even consider, and if you did consider that there was something going on in the world, you wouldn't consider that it would shut down you. You wouldn't, you would not think about it shutting down your family, shutting down the stores where you go to shop, shutting down the schools where your kids go to school. You wouldn't think about it in that element. You wouldn't even take it that far. You know, like if they said your job would close temporarily. Well, temporarily maybe a week or two. Who would have thought that the temporarily was 6 months? Who would think that the temporary was so long that the government would have to come in and give people stipends? Who would think that it would be that long? So what I'm saying is, you have to have a safe net. Like I said, you got the I got it. Don't move from your I got it.
Don't even use the word perfect, because you know,
don't move from your I got it.
But even when we were younger, I know that we were told that you needed to have 3 months in advance pay. Then they moved it from 3 months to 6 months. And people didn't take heed to that. But what we need to reflect on, what would life look like if my funds stopped today?
Am I able to go? What am I able to do? And they asked that question a couple of times on the news. You know, now that you didn't have funding for over the last whatever, how are you now? How stable are you now? And my thing was that by the grace of God, the plan that I had worked. By the grace of God, if I didn't want to do a podcast, if I didn't want to do books, if I didn't want to travel, if I didn't want to do certain things that were a part of my business,
well, this is how I feel.
I would be okay. But everybody's not in that situation. And when they get their vision and they put it out and they make out what their vision is, in that vision, you have to have what they always said, that backup plan.
Well, this is what I believe in. The reason I wanted to talk about preparing for a successful 2022 is because she had a plan and she worked on that plan continuously. I truly believe that once you put a plan into action, if all fail,
you still you're further along.
You're further along than the average person. And I look at it like the universe says, she made one step, I'll make two. So if you are trying to help another person, isn't it acceptable for your brain to want to help the person that was already trying versus the person that did nothing?
Exactly. And not only that, you don't know how many doors. You don't have to knock them down. You don't have to go and say, I'm standing here waiting. You don't know how many doors open for you because people see you in action.
Yes.
They see you working towards something. They see you elevating. They see you going toward the I get it as opposed to I got it.
Yes.
They ask you questions about what is your next? What do you plan on doing? They ask you those things, and that's the encouragement. That's why they say surround yourself around like-minded people.
Yes.
Not people that are saying, well, I couldn't get this and I couldn't get... No. Surround yourself around people that are saying, you know what, I was thinking about going and getting this done so that I could get that done.
Yes.
That's what you're looking for in your preparedness, in your strategy. Strategically, you should be looking at how will the challenge face me? Not how will I face the challenge. How will the challenge face me? If I'm faced with this challenge of health, I was faced with it. If this comes to face with me, the first thing that I said was, I didn't retire to this. Let's get this done.
Yes.
I'm not stopping here. If this is what you're telling me, let's do what we got to do. I just did that last week, Joanne. My tooth was killing me. Killing me. To the point where I'm taking medicine and I got to lay down and I'm holding my face. I said, something is wrong. I went to the dentist. The dentist said, well, we're going to send you for treatment. No, you're not. Pull it.
Let's just do this.
Pull it.
I don't want the pain.
Because treatment would mean I'm going somewhere else. I got to make another appointment for that. Which means how long am I waiting where I'm not getting done what I need to get done? Because I can't work in pain.
But what I'm hearing her say is that she was in charge of herself. And she was able to make a conscious decision on what she wanted to do.
Pull this tooth.
What I'm saying to you right now is that you can have a successful 2022, but you have to have the mindset.
Charge.
You've got to have your health together. You've got to have a strategy. And above all, you have to have action.
And that means, like she said, advocate for yourself. Don't allow someone else to tell you the route that you have to take, and you know the route that you're going. You know which way you want to go. No, I don't want to go there. I don't want to delay this. No, I don't want to do this. Could you get the equipment to pull this too? Because I'm not going back and forth. Because the person that's there, if I get there and they say, yeah, you might have to get it pulled.
Yeah.
Now I got to go back to this person. How many weeks we talking about? Right around the holidays.
Yes.
Right around my business. I got business to handle. I don't have time for this tooth that bothered me 4 years ago, and I got a root canal on it. So,
see, yeah, you see what I'm saying? But I'm saying you
have to have things direct.
And you
be
have
direct.
And once you have a business and your thought pattern goes like this here, every time a person talks to you, you already know what move you want to do next. Is it always the right move?
No.
Sometimes it's not.
No.
But put yourself in a position that you have a conscious and intelligent decision that you can form by yourself.
And don't make the mistake of being pressed into saying where you're going. You don't have to tell everybody what your end desire is. It's what do you need at that moment. If you're going somewhere to talk about a certain part of your business, that's all you need to discuss. They don't need to know all your steps that you're going to take or the route you're going to take. Because then the conversation is taken away from what you need today to go into what you need. Well, I don't know if I give you this today, you might not get to that. That has nothing to do with it. All I need you to do is give me the building block that I need right now.
Yes.
And then I can move on to the next thing. Take it step by step. Stop trying to jump over and I'm going to grab this and hold on to it, because by the time you get to that need, it may be a whole different ball game.
But you know what? I want to end this right here because my brain is just all over the place right now. And the next workshop can be building blocks.
You need them.
You need building blocks, and everything that we've just said will be another block to get you where you need to go. So do subscribe, ask us questions, and let's listen how she wants to end this segment.
The will to succeed is important. But what's more important is the will to prepare.
Preparation.
Preparation. If you don't get prepared, when you go out and you see it's raining, you don't leave the umbrella at home thinking it's going to stop in the afternoon.
But what if you didn't even buy one?
Ooh. See? That's a whole nother topic.
you don't even have the tools to work with.
That's a whole other topic.
We're going to give you the building blocks because this is the place to be.
Yes, it is.
Let's talk about it.
Let's talk about it. We want you to give us a comment. We want you to subscribe. We want you to bring a friend. We want you to join us every week with a new topic. Give us a suggestion for a topic. What do you think is worth talking about? We want to know.
Until next time, bye-bye.